speaking of adapting, that leads me to, I want to share a little bit about my story of how I actually came to do what I kind of do now. And whether by circumstances or by deliberate choice, your life will be disrupted. Disruption is something that we don't have control over. Okay? In 2016, I was still very much in the corporate world. And so one morning, I went to work and my boss called me in for a meeting. And I thought that it was just one of the meetings for me to bring him up to speed with what has been happening. But by the end of that meeting, I was jobless. They told me the company is restructuring and they're wondering how to tell me, but there's no better way to say that we're sorry we have to let you go. I did not see retrenchment coming. So that day and the weeks and the month, I had a couple of weeks to finalize everything and leave. So, but that day and a couple of weeks that I was still there and the months that followed, I could not believe what happened. I was like, oh my God, where do I start? It wasn't like I had any plan B. It wasn't like, all I knew was to go to work, come back, and then one morning it was over. I was literally still starting to climb the corporate ladder, as we call it, right? And someone just smashed it from underneath me. As time went on, the pain, the frustration became some sort of curiosity. In fact, when that happened, I was like, young people shouldn't be retrenched. I don't look like them, right? But I was entitled. I was like, I'm too young for this. I felt like there were some old people, I actually had a few in mind, and I thought, you've been working for 20 years! You've been working for 15 years! Just starting, why me? You know, I was angry, I was entitled, I was confused and all of that. But as time went on, my anger, my frustration, my despair, it transformed into some sort of curiosity, right? So I started asking the questions as to what is driving retrenchment. You know, when you buy a car, suddenly you start seeing that number of car everywhere. Everyone ever had that experience? So for me, because I've been retrenched, when I turn on the news, I'll hear retrenchment. I turn on the radio, I'll hear retrenchment. I haven't been paying attention to this sort of news before, but now it's just jumping on me because I'm going through this. So it kind of brought about this curiosity, like, what is driving retrenchment? At the rate at which is driving retrenchment. At the time, 2016, right, there were companies that were retrenching like 2,000 employees in the space of like 2-3 years. I was like, people are like the lifeblood of any organization. How do organizations keep thriving, you know, when they let go so many people? Those are the questions in my mind. And I threw myself on the internet to satisfy my curiosity. That's what I wanted to do. I was like, okay, I just want to know. After all, I'm jobless, right? I have a lot of time in my hands. So I put myself on the internet, and for the first time, I came across concepts like artificial intelligence, you know, automation, the whole emerging technologies that are coming up, fourth industrial revolution. It just jumped on me, and I was like, wow, this is quite fascinating. I don't have any background in technology. The technology that I was exposed to at that time was to sit on my laptop, work, or use smartphone, because that was it, nothing beyond that. And I'm sitting here and coming across concepts like artificial intelligence, you know, automation, and all of these things. It sounded to me like Chinese language, robotics. What is that? So the more curious I was, the more I wanted to know more. So I just kind of just went through the whole rabbit hole all the way in. And I was like, if there was a first industrial revolution, I mean, if there's the fourth, then there was the first, there was the second, there was the third. So I just went all the way in research, and I was fascinated. So I started writing about it on social media, and I realized that so many people were just as fascinated as I was on how much technology is changing work. So one of my main findings was that when organizations let go so many people, they are sort of replaced by machines. And I was like, got you, now I know what my boss did, right? I've been replaced by a machine, like how are you functioning without me? I wanted to know that. But nonetheless, because a lot of people on social media started asking me questions as though I was the expert. Oh, okay, I have no clue what I'm doing here. I just know this is interesting, and I'm writing about it on social media. So, as time went on, I started thinking at the back of my mind, maybe someone should write a book about how technology is changing the world of work and life in general. But in a million years, I didn't think that someone would me. It was a wish, like I wish someone would do this. But that thought would not leave me. I had so many reasons why I'm not qualified to write a book. I'm not smart, I'm not an academician by any stretch of imagination. I don't have a degree, okay? So I was like, no, I don't qualify to write a book. I used to think that you need to be like really, really smart to write a book, okay? Now, some of my friends, when they hear I write a book, they are like, wow, Nicky, you wrote a book. I'm like, no. I'm more surprised than all of you that I wrote a book. I still usually have to pitch myself that I wrote a book. So anyway, it just evolved from me writing on social media. I started a blog before finally writing a book. So I was writing articles on my blog, and then it evolved from there into a book. And I thought to myself, what better title than disrupt yourself or be disrupted? Here I was minding my business, and my boss was like, hey, Nicky, it's time to go. So I was like, I need us to start having these conversations. People need to start asking themselves hard questions, uncomfortable questions. How is technology changing your industry? Do you know? Have you researched on that? Whatever maybe you're a student, what you're studying in school, by the time you graduate, maybe 3 years, 4 years from now, will you still be relevant for the marketplace? Can you be replaced by a machine? That's a hard one, right? Those are questions I wanted people to come face to face with. Ask yourself what you do at work. Maybe yours is to crunch numbers. Can a software do that? Can you be replaced by a software? And if you can, what is your plan B? How is that changing the industry? Better still, how can we leverage the technology to stay relevant for the world in which we live? Because gone are the days where a 4-year degree served you for a lifetime. That was in the age of our parents. If you have a 4-year degree from 10 years ago, it's no longer relevant for the world in which you're living. So these are the conversations I wanted us to start having. But nonetheless, one of the things that really stood out for me was that people are attributing technology or disruption only to the marketplace. They don't think that it's something that can be applied to individuals. When we speak of disruption or we speak of digital transformation, we are only thinking of the marketplace. We're not thinking of people. And that's why my book is like, disrupt yourself or be disrupted. It's you. It's about you. It's about us. Right? Because when we think of disruption, we're thinking, okay, maybe Uber disrupted the transportation industry, Airbnb is disrupting the hotel business and all of that. But if the marketplace is disrupting and it's changing, and individuals, us sitting here, if we are not doing something to catch up or to be in alignment with where the world is going, then we'll be left behind, right? Which leads to my next point. For us to be able to find balance in the era in which we're living, you need to be in alignment with where the world is going. How much? Same question that I just asked. How is technology changing your industry? Once you know that, you'll be able to find some sort of balance, because if has anyone tried to find balance in the dark? Because that's what happens if you are not aware of how technology is changing your particular industry or your particular profession. It therefore means you are trying to find balance in the dark. Ask yourself questions: what kind of jobs in future will your children be able to do? It's definitely not going to be what some of us are doing today. Some of what we are doing today, by the time our kids get there, it will be obsolete. And with the way technology is going, how can technology help you become a better employee, a better person, a better mom, a better wife, and all of that? Because personal disruption really at its core is about forward thinking. How you can evolve, and how you can reinvent yourself. And this, I sort of did not plan for it to happen, but when it happened, I had to learn what to adapt and to be able to align myself with where the world is going. And the next goal for you to be able to find balance is mindset. Like I'm saying, if you still have that mindset that the 4-year degree will serve you for a lifetime, you need to shift that mindset. Instead, throw yourself out there, try to find certification that are relevant for your field, even if your boss is not sponsoring you, right? There are some growth, some personal growth you have to pay out of pocket for you to stay relevant. Because some people are like wheelbarrows. You push, you leave here, next year you come and pick them from here, and you keep pushing again. Don't be a wheelbarrow, okay? You cannot find balance being a wheelbarrow. You need to be able to take into your own hands, your own growth, and be able to learn and grow. Learn certain things, do certain certification, and pay out of pocket on your own, so that when maybe there's an opening within your organization that they're looking for, who can we promote? Who has this knowledge? You'll be like, I do, because you are taking your own growth into your hands, right?